Okay, so we're equipped with a large Guinness here and little drum action in the background. Hello. Hello. Post Kebab was bitching at me, you're a hamster. Stop playing with your organ. It's like, well, it might be difficult. Oh, terrible. Oh, what time is it? 6:39. Hello, Central Time, United States of America. And I am the hamster assassin. So let's jump into this video and see what it says.
Lately, there has been a lot of doom and gloom about the future of AM radio, with people
radio.
predicting its impending demise.
Now, wasn't there a song like on the AM radio? Remember that a few years ago? Or was it 30 years ago? Probably 30 years.
Because in recent years, many AM radio stations have been adding FM simulcasts.
1010 WINS, New York.
1010 wins at 92.3 FM. It's about time.
I just melt my own heart with my voice. It's so precious.
Or going off the air entirely.
Absolute radio is no longer available on this frequency.
Well, 1215 wouldn't be a frequency in the United States. We do the evens, not the odds. But this is in Europe, apparently.
We're no longer broadcasting on AM.
And more
I guess
and
it
more
makes sense because it sounds like an English chick. Or maybe a Dutch chick. You never know. They all kind of... They all sound the same.
Or automakers are discontinuing AM radio tuners from their new vehicles.
Car makers are dropping AM radio from many...
I had a Hyundai. Like, 15 years ago or something. The only thing about that car, and only on good days, was the radio work. That was it.
New electric vehicles, because interference causes annoying static that makes the signal almost unlistenable.
So that
the static and everything. Oh my God. How did these people before us live without FM? Yeah, well, we made it. Somehow we got through the pain.
That made it all the more surprising when the ratings for New York City, the #1 radio market in the USA...
Excuse me, what? #1 radio market in the United States. And what do we have? 12 plus population, 16 point... What the fuck? 16.6 million people in New York City? Holy shit. I had no idea. My goodness, Chicago's 8 million, half of New York. Wow, that's crazy.
For January 2023 released, and the #1 most listened to morning show on the radio is not the Z Morning Zoo. It's
Elvis Duran of the Z Morning Zoo on WABC FM, New York City. Blah, blah, blah.
Late FM. It's not CBS FM.
It's WCBS.
Especially now that Scott Shannon.
Now, me and Zombro are, we're old school. We remember it was, let's see, 66 was WNBC, 77 was WABC, and 88 was WCBS. And let's see, 9 something was W something. I don't know.
And has retired. It turns out the top-rated morning radio show in New York City is AM talk station WABC.
77 WABC, New York. Yes, me and Zombro were kids. Listen to Harry Harrison and Cousin Brucey. Yes, WABC.
Rating share over 2 points higher than the next most listened to station.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk.
If you're not on the right station, but okay.
Radio, WABC New York.
Talk radio has long been considered the savior of the AM band.
Now, notice the microphones there, peoples, do ya? RE20s, there they are everywhere you look.
Long been considered the savior of the AM band, because even as most music listening moved to FM in the 1980s due to its higher fidelity stereo sound.
Well, some of you posh people, you bougie folks at FM, I just had my AM radio. That's all I had.
AM stations were able to remain viable by switching to news, talk, and sports programming.
Technology is forcing change.
What the fuck is that tagline here? Hold on. Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340 WJOL. somewhere.
And sports programming.
Will
Technology
County.
is forcing change. FM radios are now popular equipment in most cars and homes. It's a clear, high-frequency band with high
That's right. We got the FM radio in there with the 8-track recorder. Oh, baby. Cassette? No, we can't do that.
fidelity, stereo, perfect for music. AM stations are turning to talk.
What is her voice? Do you hear that? Am I crazy?
Turning to talk.
Just as
Wait, what? Hold on.
With high fidelity, stereo, perfect for music.
For music. Yes, it's perfect for music. Everybody talks like that. What the?
AM stations are turning to talk.
Turning to talk. We're turning to talk radio.
Just as WABC did back in 1982.
Yes, they tossed the music off. Ah, the good old days. Used to listen to all those hits on WABC. Original Boss Radio back in the day.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, New York, to Talk Radio 77.
Many of the people who began listening to
Rush Limbaugh.
talk radio back in the 80s and 90s are still listening to it today.
Yeah.
And you may think it's great to have such a loyal audience, but that also means it's an old audience.
Yeah, the thing is, though, St. Louis, all apologies to 55 and 1010. just got no good radios here. Yes, we got a lot of FM, but nobody cares. I want good talk. We got KMOX. Do we at 1020? No, they're boring as hell.
75% of the people listening to WABC are age 55 and older. And less
Now, Polska Bob has a good radio station up in Chicago. 89 WLS. Yes.
than 10% are under the age of 50. But they're not alone. Broadcast radio in general is attracting an older audience.
Music installed on your smartphone. Oh no, internet streaming. Oh, online video. Radio. Oh no.
These days, as the younger generations are increasingly switching to streaming and podcasts. That's why some of the highest rated FM music formats are classic rock and what used to be called oldies, but it's now mostly playing music from the 1980s. And in case you haven't noticed, there are a hell of a lot of old people around, and they have a lot of money to spend.
Yeah. Indeed we do. Yes.
You'd think these radio stations would be raking in the dough, but the problem isn't attracting listeners, it's attracting advertisers.
Yeah, they don't believe the old people are going to spend money on their shit. I know.
They've historically shied away from older demographics because they consider old people to be stuck in their ways. And
25 to 54. That's always the demographic. And female. You got to get the women. If you can get the women, you're going to do all right. Man, we don't care. Let's talk about, I've got motor oil. I got oil. Beer, tits, men. What are you going to do?
And unlikely to be swayed by advertising as easily as younger people are. But in
younger women. I know. Why do you hate women? I don't. I'm just saying it's a fact. Facts are not feelings. Facts are women are more influenced by advertising than men. That's why everything you see on television is to get women to change their mind and spend their money somewhere else. It's the way it is.
WABC's case, it helps that they're owned by a billionaire New York City businessman who unsuccessfully ran for political office.
Bloomberg?
No, not either of the ones you may be thinking of, but rather John Katzimatidis, better
John Katzimatidis. Never heard of John.
known as Katz.
Hey,
he not only owns the station, but
he bought WABC for $12.5 million. That's a bargain. What the hell? Rita Cosby. How you doing? Remember Rita on Fox News?
also co-hosts its evening drive time show, Katz and Cosby.
You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now, here's John Katzimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
Yep.
So even if WABC isn't making so much money from advertising, he probably considers it to be a great self-promotional tool.
I mean, it's fun. If you can afford $12.5 million, who gives a shit? Buy a radio station. Do your thing.
To be broadcasting himself on a legendary 50,000-watt radio station that's #1 in the ratings in New York City.
Hi, this is John Catsimatidis Jr. Make sure to get my dad's new book, How Far Do You Want to Go? Lessons from a Common Sense Billionaire. I'm lucky enough to learn from him every day, and now you can too.
Read my book, and you'll find out how to make your first billion.
And even if I
read my book and find out how you can do, whatever. I can't even do a New York accent anymore. Let's see. Who do they have? Okay. Brian Kilmeade. They've got the O'Reilly update. Curtis Sliwa, who was the Guardian Angels guy. Greg Kelly. Don't know who that is. Rudy Giuliani, 3 to 4 weekdays, WABC.
I don't agree with the political views expressed by most of WABC's programming. I do appreciate the fact that they're one of the few radio stations in the city that never sleeps, that has a live late-night call-in talk show.
Yes.
And I think if radio wants to remain relevant, it has to be live and local.
Got to be local, right? Got to be here speaking to someone. Yes, to some degree. If you're just listening to music, who fucking cares? I'm a DJ, and here's the latest from blah, blah, blah. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. You don't need radio for music. You can just do satellite, or you can do the internet.
Informing, entertaining, and engaging listeners in ways that streaming and podcasts can't.
Meow. WTJU, 91.1 FM. That would be a public radio station. That's not commercial, but okay.
And just like the 1967 General Electric radio I've been using in this video, maybe AM radio still has some life left to it, despite what Howard Stern said almost 40 years ago.
Nobody listens to AM anymore.
No, that
yeah. Howard Stern. No one cares what you think, Howard.
It's not true.
It's almost impossible.
Sorry. I mean, at some point he was relevant, I suppose. Maybe. Mr. Pliskin, Rudy was one mob vote away from Pete. You're not wrong. Brandon Trueblood, hello. You just cancel or stop your stream here. It was only like a 75-hour stream in a row. Sergeant Grinch, hello. Chrome Dome Omega. Snakey. Who else is here? Zombro is here. Hey, Zombro. Yes, WABC. Oh, the good old days. Go to the beach, go to the shore. Everyone had their little transistor radio tuned to WABC. It was wonderful. Derp Derpington is in the building. Hello. Hello, Derpy. All right. Well, let's try this one. Oh, wait. Escape. Hold on. Oops. First, we gotta share the... I'm sorry. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Let's see here. And this one's going to be rather boring, but we're going to do it anyway because, reasons. She's Frenchy. She's a Frenchie. Yeah.
I've already said it multiple times. I do not have TikTok. I solely rely on my sister's TikTok weekly reports to understand what's going on there. I don't have TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know what the TikTok. No, Alice, I do not have TikTok. Thank you.
TikTok, but I have Instagram, and one thing there.
The one thing. Frenchies. What do you do? Hold on. Here, hold it. Wait. Okay, turn that up a little bit so we can hear her little voicey.
Is that when a trend reaches Instagram Reels, it means that it's a pretty big deal and that I need to make a video on it.
Right. That's the way I determine how to live my life. Well, if it's big on TikTok, let's go.
I'm joking. I mean, half joking, to be honest. The video that reached my Instagram Explore page was Danny Alder
What the fuck is this?
Shouting with a group of women. The trend now has a name, female rage.
Oh, female rage. Let's see.
Representations of female rage.
I mean, wouldn't you be pissed off if you were female? Being so oppressed? I mean, my God, wouldn't you get all pissed off, wouldn't you? But not if you're a man, though. Shh. Take it. It's your destiny.
Ingenue, as we'll see in the video, they stretch back to a very long time. One of the reasons why this is becoming more trendy is because female characters are becoming increasingly complex. we're progressively stepping away from the innocent woman versus strong woman binary to explore what it means to be an average woman, a toxic woman, a queer woman, a black woman, and so on and so forth.
Did we hit all the lowlights there? Oh, look, Beyonce next to the picture of Jesus, of course. Oh, why wouldn't it be? She's the queen.
Female rage is more often than not connected to toxicity. Minale has made an entire video focusing on the psychological aspects, mental health aspects of that toxicity, namely how unproductive and self-harming it can be. So I'm building...
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
Up on what she has said in the video to continue the conversation and focus here not so much on sadness but more on anger, because there's a big difference between a woman who displays sadness.
Because after all, why wouldn't you be mad, being a woman in the West? Jesus, it's justified and ancient. Name that song and you win $1 million.
And a woman who displays anger. The first one is acting emotional, but she's still womanly. I don't think anybody would say that Lana Del Rey is unwomanly. Quite the contrary. With sadness, what we consider as femininity is preserved. On the other hand, women who display anger are seen as bossy, unattractive.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Unwomanly. They have
Men who display anger are called terrorists. So, pick the one you enjoy more. What are you angry about, you evil man? You have all the privilege in the world. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sounds like a Hallmark movie. Feral Revenge. Yeah, he's a woman. Got to get you a woman. Yeah. Benzo says she has Beyonce looking away from you, of course. Jason, where'd you go? Jason McDuffie. Beyonce is a dude. I don't know.
Have lost their femininity, and it's a pretty big deal in a society like ours that still revolves around the gender binary. In fact, when you think about it, a woman who refuses to shut up might lose job opportunities. She might not be perceived as girlfriend material, marriageable. In an interview done 5 years ago, Uma Thurman was asked about her opinion on the recent events, and by recent events we mean the Weinstein affairs. And you can tell
by the way, Harvey Weinstein, the evil Weinstein, was convicted again in California. He will spend the rest of his life in jail. Are the women happy? No. 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 Why is that, hamster? Because not every man is in jail. Yeah.
But she's angry. You can see her clenched jaw. It's hard in that type of situation to not feel angry.
Yeah. So she should be happier then that Weinstein will spend the rest of his life rotting in jail. No.
For the women who have spoken up, angry about yourself for not speaking earlier, angry about the other directors that continue.
They did convict him again, Derp. They convicted him in New York. They convicted him in L.A. So when he's done rotting in jail in New York, they're going to send him to California so he can rot away till he dies. Okay? We happy now? No.
Need to be praised despite showing clear signs that they are just as problematic. I'm not going to lie to you. I got angry a lot of times while I was researching, writing this video. I still get angry when I watch a movie directed by them, the great directors of our era.
Yeah. Those them people, the great directors. Are we going to bring up anyone who, by the way, is supported by Hollywood? Someone like that?
And see how they continue to sexualize kids, teenage girls, and only look at young women through a hyper male gazy lens. In France, Adèle Haenel, who you might know from Portrait of a Lady on Fire, expressed her anger by leaving the César ceremony right after.
I have no idea who this person is. Hello. MGTOW forever, hello. Brandon Trueblood. Eric Zombro to introduce you to... I know, I listened to it earlier. I heard it. Original Australian, hello. I'm blessed this Sunday. Is it? Oh, it's Sunday in Australia. Yes, I heard the one saying was that God is great. What he took a rib from Adam and made it into a loudspeaker.
Polanski, who's been accused of essay, earned yet another prize.
Roman Polanski, exactly, Zombro. That's what you just brought up. Oddly, Hollywood seems to support him. who, by the way, if you don't know the story, the allegation for Roman Polanski is he took a 13-year-old female, gave her lots of crazy drugs, and did bad things to her. In case you didn't know that. He's been out of the United States since, because he's wanted for that crime. I thought we didn't prosecute those things in the U.S. It's a free-for-all over here, isn't it? Yeah.
And guess what? People did not like it. On the other hand, Thurman was praised in magazines, newspapers for containing her anger. And we sure could have anticipated that. We know we behave correctly when we don't shout. And again, that's not limited to women. We'll connect the dots at the end of the video. Don't worry.
Oh, goody. Is there a way we can give you money?
Feminist scholar Amia Srinivasan put a phrase on it so we can better understand it. She called it effective injustice. It's defined as the tendency to incite victims of oppression to let go of their anger, to facilitate better discussions, to bring about the end of their oppression.
Okay. Now, I'm no professional here, but isn't this what you would call counseling? Tendency to incite victims of oppression to let go of their anger. Yeah, I think that would be,
it's the typical, hey, why are you getting angry that you've been systematically oppressed and abused for centuries?
No, it's not why are you getting angry. It's how to deal with the anger. Sweetheart. See, it's different. I know. I'm an evil man.
I'm not responsible for all of that. So can you...
Billy the Goat, of course they are. Of course they are. You know that. Ali G. Khan, hello. Wow, not another woman storming out of an award show. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Who knew?
Just calm down so that we can have a productive discussion, okay? Effective injustice. You have to regulate your emotions in order to partake in respectable people conversations. And
yeah, that'd be being an adult. That's what that would be, There are appropriate venues for anger. Normal interactions with people is probably not the place to do it.
That reminds me of a poem I read recently from...
Yes, Mod 4 Song 01. Yes, it was Dr. Randomercam who did this video. Much better than I. So please feel free to look up Dr. Randomercam and see the video that he did, because it's better.
Langston Hughes in the context of racial segregation in the US. Yeah. It goes as follows. Go slow, they say, while the bite of the dog is fast. Go slow, I hear, while they tell me, you can't eat hair, you can't leave...
Langston Hughes, what year was this? Sweetheart, when was this? When did Langston Hughes say this? Oh, was it about 50 or 60 years ago? So now we have to get back to the fact that we don't live there any longer. See, much has changed in the last 60 years. But no, it's not good enough. The women's are still oppressed, don't you know?
Leave hair. You can't work hair. Don't demonstrate. Wait while they lock the gate. It's the same thing with climate.
When did Langston Hughes say that? Was that back in the 60s? Was it? Was it, Alice? Well, I wonder what he'd say about today.
Change, Why is Greta Thunberg shouting? Can she just calm down and open the discussion, or is it too much to ask? Does she think she's better than us?
Because she's a slow child. See.
That she knows better than us? She probably can't even tell the difference between a beech leaf and an oak leaf.
That's an argument I heard recently.
Well, she probably can't. It's beside the point. But yeah.
By the anti-climate activists, Mr. Nature here in France. Common sense people, listen to the wise man. Oh. In fact, the growing popularity of female rage is a direct response to that. It's not so much a rebellion against patriarchy, but more against the effective injustice it creates. It's like
patriarchy. Patriarchy, fellas.
We hate patriarchy, but we hate even more that we can't say that we hate it.
Original Australian, I don't know who she is. Alice something. Some Frenchy chick from France.
What I found interesting, though, was that men created the first stories of female rage. You ready to hear about those juicy stories?
Yes, we can't wait. Go ahead and tell us the juicy stories of female rage.
Let's go for it. The first story is that of Thais, the 4th century BC Greek Etheria. It's a sort of ancient sex worker for high-value people.
The ancients, right.
And she instigated the burning of Persepolis in resolution of a 100-year grudge. Another story
100-year grudge. Oh.
That a Patreon and friend shared with me is that of Kannagi, a Tamil woman who put fire to an entire city as a form of revenge against...
Put fire to an entire city as a form of revenge. Well, that's useful. That's a positive thing. Again, what year are we discussing? Ancient Greeks, that'd be a couple thousand years ago. As if nothing has changed in the interim. That's right, Aldwick. Emotional damage is correct.
Against the unjust murder of her husband. Kannagi is described as a chaste woman who remained loyal to her husband despite him cheating on her by using her own money and jewel to pay for a dancer he fancied. That's a wild patriarchal story. We've got...
Imagine there are women who do that. They'll stay with a cheating bastard. Why? I'm sure there are reasons. Let's not talk about them now, though. No.
And then he comes back to her. She still loves him.
Yes, SFGO. Yes, you're late for the Patriarchy meeting. Damn it.
He gets wrongly accused of having stolen the queen's anklet, gets beheaded for it. She hears the news, goes to the king to prove him he wrongfully killed her husband. The king can't bear it and literally dies of remorse. The queen can't live without her king and dies as well.
I see.
And Kannagi puts the city on fire.
Sounds like a lot of dying and shit. I don't like that idea. That's bad. I don't like that.
After advising the old, disabled, and kids to evacuate. Because even if she turns into evil woman mode, she's still a social justice warrior who cares.
Yeah. She's a social justice warrior. Right, Billy the Goat. She burnt an entire village. Of course it's his fault. What's the matter with you? Don't you understand? It's always the fault of men and not the women are just reacting to evil men. What do you expect? Zombro, she wants to dismantle the patriarchy, raise women up. Zombro, you on fire tonight? Is that... He must be at a Ruth's Chris drinking cocktails.
It's about the people. Honestly, that whole story is so much better than Great Tragedy. So yeah, these were the stories that were written by men, and you can feel it in the way they are written, structured. If we jump in time to the 1970s, horror movies.
1970s. You mean about 40 years before you were born, huh? Okay.
Slashers like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre are getting popular. They are directed by men, and they also show female panic, female rage, and sometimes violence. But they really...
I mean, if some dude was chasing me around with a freaking chainsaw, I think I'd be kind of panicking as well. You'd call me crazy. I know.
Rely on a specific trope, the final girl trope, which describes the last woman standing, the one that deserved to live after everybody has been killed. And interestingly, she's usually a pure virgin woman. So now what happens when...
I thought the virgins got killed first in the horror movie. What do I know?
Female rage is written by...
Maybe I was hoping.
Women. Let's go back in time a little bit to 1968, the year my mother was born.
1968, yes. You know, decades ago. Let's go back then because that's where we can find some oppression. What about today? No. Let's not talk about today.
And the year where Valérie Solanas published the Scum Manifesto.
The Scum Manifesto. Oh my God, people. 'Tis a classic. It's in every feminist's backpack. So what does SCUM stand for, Mr. Hamster? What's the SCUM stand for? Society for Cutting Up Men. Wow. Golly gee whiz. I bet there hasn't been a SCUM, a SCUW book anywhere. No. Somehow one thing is accepted and the other isn't. I don't know. It's crazy. Yes, Brandon, I know. But usually the sleazy ones are the hot ones.
Scum in Scum Manifesto stands for Society for Cutting Up Men. There's a passage from it. Life in this society being, at best, an utter bore, and no aspect of society being at all relevant to women, there remains to civic-minded, responsible, thrill-seeking females only to overthrow the government, eliminate the money system, institute complete automation, and destroy the male sex.
Okay. Overthrow the government. Well, that's still a big thing with the fembots. They don't like capitalism, you know. After all, when they say patriarchy, they mean capitalism. In case you didn't know that. Eliminate the money system. So we should barter then? Is that it? Institute complete automation and destroy the male sex. Oh, well, this is just a special little person here, this Valerie Solanas chick. I'm so glad she wrote down her crazy thoughts.
Men are trash sounds very conservative compared to that. Solanas politicized female rage by showing 1, where it came from, men, patriarchy, and 2, where it should be directed to. Again.
We're going to talk about what Valerie Solanas did in real life. Not just written down some angry words in the book. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk that she tried to murder the famous artist. And I can't think of his name. What's his name? You know who he is. Too many Guinnesses. And Andy Warhol. She shot him several times, almost killed the guy. Tried to assassinate him. In real life. Not just in a book. He lived. Hopefully she was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. No. She was just mad because she's a girl. Back in the 60s. Right.
Men patriarchy. Researchers Shani Orgat and Rosalind Gill described female rage as having a moment. And I feel like the Scum Manifesto perfectly encapsulates that. Solanas really had her moment with this manifesto.
Was that perfectly encapsulated by the attempted murder of Andy Warhol? Was that what you believe women should be doing? Shooting men? Alice, is that right?
So one thing I find really interesting, though, is that both critics and feminists were quick to reassure people that, you know, the Scum Manifesto is fiction. It's a fantasy. Don't believe it. It's not true.
Are we going to talk about when she shot Andy Warhol or not? No?
It's coherent with the current depictions of female rage that almost entirely happen in the context of a horror movie, where we assume that everybody is a bit mad anyway.
I'm sure Andy Warhol thought it was pretty much a fucking horror movie when this chick tried to kill him. Yeah. I'm sure he felt a little bit bad about that, despite being a radical fembot. I'm sure he didn't like the bullets coming into him and hitting him and trying to kill him. Are we going to talk about that, Alice? No, we're not.
In other words, female rage is accepted, entertaining, only when we know that it's not real. It's only ironic. It's fictional. But
in the case of Valerie Solanas, it was real. Attempted murder. Society for cutting up men, getting rid of all men. You see, maybe there's something there. Maybe. No.
What is happening on social media right now is different. Creators, women are starting to connect.
Nothing about the crime. Okay.
Different occurrences of female rage and create something out of it. So the Gone Girl segment, for example.
Cool girl is
Gone Girl.
Cool girl is game. Cool girl is fun. Cool girl never gets angry at her man. She only smiles.
Now, Randomercam says this movie was about this woman being a serial killer. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen the movie. But it seems reasonable.
Grin, loving manner.
Added onto or connected to clips of Midsommar, Pearl, Jennifer's Body, to create a pattern, what is now referred to as the good for her trope. The good for her trope is about legitimizing revenge.
Good for her. I see. Valerie Solanas tried to kill Warhol. Good for her. Yeah, you go, girl. Express your rage with bullets and a gun. Perfect.
You've been hurt, abused. Now is your time to get closure.
Wait. Excuse me. There's some comments here. MT45T1. Gone Girl. She's zero. I didn't know that. I thought the Gone Girl thing was she kind of lost her cookies and just did weird stuff, but I didn't know she was killing people. Brandon Trueblood, my ex-wife came at me with a knife. Yeah. Yep. Society for Cutting Up Men, bro. This is the text. These are the holy books of feminism, along with more tame ones like, Betty Friedan's book. Scum Manifesto, however, is not tame. Not in any way you can even imagine. Alice is not going to talk about that. I'm surprised.
Now is your time to retaliate. It's deeply cathartic to watch these movies. Now the problem,
Cathartic, right. To watch a female serial killer. That's cathartic.
It's not a problem, but we have to remember that catharsis, since the Greek tragedies, serves to purge the audience from sins, fears, etc. In the context of female rage, cathartic movies serve to create a space for that anger to exist. But ultimately, the goal is for you to leave that anger behind. And
Brandon Trueblood brings up an interesting point. Watch the hens when they talk about chopping off male parts. Yep.
Find peace, to go back to life and live hand in hand with patriarchy again. In other words, female rage as it exists today is a more radical version of something that has existed for a very, very long time.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Because, there may have been at some point some truth to it. Women were oppressed, whatever. Okay, fine. We'll give you that. That was hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. Alice, you live in 2023 today. There's no oppression. There's no rights you don't have, that men have, that you don't. Nothing. And yet you're still here bitching. You're a French woman in France, for Christ. What the fuck don't you have in France? Just curious. SEO Newport, like percussion. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I just got my little toy over here. I found it. I know. I'll try to be better. Polska Bob excoriated me earlier. Stop playing the... Well, all right. So we got some drums. That's fun. Fish got nukes. Hamster time. Hello. Ben Doe, they oppress them. Oh, Ben, you might be onto something there, sir. You might be onto something.
The female complaint. Berlin defines it as something which operates as safety valves for surplus female rage and desire. Thus, the female complaint constitutes a space of resistance.
It might be actually more fun. Why don't we just go to Randomercam's video? Yeah? Why not? Well, I'll stop sharing that, and then I'll try to find it. Hold on. Because he does an exemplary job, as he always does, because he's really good at this stuff. Hold on. Dr. Randomercam. There we go. Yes. Breakfast in America. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Where did he go here? Hold on. Oh, geez. Where is he? Oh, something bad didn't happen, did it? Oh, no. Hold on here. Randomercam. He's part of the Honey Badgers. Randomercam. Oh, there he is. Dr. Randomercam. Female. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and start somewhere in the middle. Because, the Society for Cutting Up Men. Beautiful. Beautiful. Present. Here we go. Share screen. There we go. And then we'll make it big. It'll be great. Go, sir.
Doesn't matter if you call it intellectual something. If all you're accomplishing is overtly emotional.
That's right. Supertramp. Breakfast in America. Him and Lauren. We were on Pop Stream, I think it was election day. I think Lauren and Randomercam, Mike, those two are a thing. They're a couple.
Drama. Yeah.
And she can sing like crazy. She's really good. Actually.
I wish I had just died. If I had just died, I would become untouchable forever. Alas, I'm alive, so I can't say shit. Weird how that...
Yes, you're a man, too, so stop it. Mohammed El Sayed, peace be upon you as well. 3:18 in the morning. Egypt, good to see you, sir. Vincent of MiG 2. Hey, hamster, I like the electric organ. Thanks. I'll try to sparingly use it. You know, I don't want to make anybody too mad. Just got some.
Let's move on.
And that reminds me of a poem I read recently from Langston Hughes in the context of racial segregation in the US. It goes as follows.
Jeez.
Pray tell, what does this have to do with men and women?
And pray tell, what year was this? Yes. Bullets for teeth. You only live once. Thank you. Good to see you, Bullets. What's happening tonight? You doing anything? Maybe a stream? I think Chronic told me earlier he might be doing a stream tonight. Not sure. But we do know, unfortunately, Lord and Pastor Hammerhand is whacked for a couple weeks. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Sunday sermon, but we'll see. Maybe me or Chronic can we can host him and we can talk about the sermon stuff. It'll be great. You're right, Brandon. I do like to play with my. Oh, yes, I do.
Is it anything to do with incarceration rates? I somehow doubt.
No.
Go slow, they say, while the bite of the dog is fast.
Right.
Go slow, I hear.
Langston Hughes, already heard this. Go ahead. We'll fast forward here a little bit. Yeah, the comic book. All right. The Scum Manifesto. Let's see what Randomercam has to say about the Scum Manifesto.
Arson to be a flaw when women do it. Have you heard of a character named Wanda?
Oh.
So now what happens when female rage is written by women?
The same thing.
Yep.
Let's go back in time a little bit to 1968, the year my mother was born.
Because we have to go back in time because you have no oppression. Yeah.
The year where Valerie Solanas published the Scum Manifesto.
Yeah.
The Scum in Scum Manifesto stands for Society for Cutting Up Men.
Yes. Is it at all surprising that certain academics love it when you take a passage from Mein Kampf and change Jews to men?
Yeah. Certainly seems that way, doesn't it, Mike? Yes.
How surprising can it be, given that those very same academics worship the Scum Manifesto?
Yes, it's a textbook in college for the crazy, soon-to-be crazy people called feminists.
Life in this society being, at best, an utter bore, and no aspect of society.
Now, all of this shit comes right from Betty Friedan. That's Betty Friedan right here. Life in this society being, at best, an utter bore. That's Betty Friedan. Feminine mystique. That's where these textbooks come from. Crazy people. We already talked about Valerie Solanas tried to kill Andy Warhol.
Society being at all relevant to women, there remains...
Now, maybe I'm crazy, but someone who tries to murder someone else is pretty much fucking crazy. You know.
To civic-minded, responsible, thrill-seeking females, only to...
Feral Ravage, yes, that's right. It's always the past. They can't bring anything up now. Of course not. They haven't been able to really legitimately bring anything up for the last 40 years, but they still keep doing it, don't they? The same old shit.
Overthrow the government, eliminate the money system, institute complete automation, and destroy the male sex.
See what I mean?
Zombro says, Camille Paglia says it best. Betty needs to get laid. Camille is just, she's fantastic. I mean, she's a radical leftist. She's probably a communist and everything. But she says what needs to be said, and she can get away with it because she's a woman and she's a lesbian. See, she's got two victim cards right there.
Scum Manifesto makes Mein Kampf look like Charlie and the fucking Chocolate Factory.
Yes. And the very person who wrote it tried to kill someone.
And yet, they're only interested in rewriting Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
Men are trash sounds very conservative compared to that.
Conservative means preserving that which is already established.
And usually what is good. See, that's another fantasy, these people. Oh, you want to go back you want to put black people back in the plan? No. Take the good things that seem to work and continue doing those. Not slavery, not women in the kitchen, none of that bullshit. That's where that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're going to make up shit and they're going to say it, and then people on the media is going to believe it.
the fact that Solanas was able to get that published, let alone get it world renowned, is a strong indication that she was merely walking through an open door.
Yeah, you see, there's all this patriarchy, all this evil men controlling everything, women, you're blah, 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 blah. How in God's name could women have any rights in this country? Or any country in the world if there was this evil patriarchy? It's such bullshit. More people need to just stop and think. Wait a minute. Women are complaining about the patriarchy because of the all-powerful blah, 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 blah. How are they in college? How do they work? How do they get a car with this evil patriarch? Imagine, somebody, Vulcans from Uranus come down here. I hear you oppress women. Yeah, we live in a patriarchy. Okay, show me proof of this. That's a good point.
So let's politicize female rage by showing one, where it came from.
Women, feminism.
Not only did she horse is dead, I get it. Hold on. Dead horse.
Men, patriarchy.
Huh. Right.
And 2, where it should be directed to.
Let me guess.
Again, men, patriarchy. Research.
Andy Warhol. Yeah.
Researchers Shani Orgat and Rosalind Gill described female rage as having a moment.
It's a hell of a long moment, isn't it?
The hammer falls on the bullet, and the bullet lights up and goes out the other end of the gun and goes into Andy Warhol. Let's not talk about that, Alice. Shh.
And I feel like the Scum Manifesto perfectly encapsulates that. Solanas really had her moment with this manifesto.
Notice you're confirming that it is a manifesto.
It's not Jamie Lee Curtis, no. I don't know who this is. Zombro says, seeing books like this and movements from the 60s really proves the idea that boomers are the worst generation. Oh. That's another thing. Zombro and everyone. If you really, really, really want to get under the skin of these fembots, just when they start bitching about the patriarchy, say, wasn't it the patriarchy that gave you every right that you have today? Wasn't it men being in power? You tell us yourself. Women didn't have power. Men were. You got the right to vote. You got abortion. You got the birth control pill. You got equal pay. You got all these things. Courtesy of the patriarchy. Yet it's there to make men supreme. Just mention that to them. Oh, by the way, all the rights you have today are because of the patriarchy.
One thing I find really interesting, though, is that both critics and feminists were quick to reassure people that, the Scum Manifesto is fiction. It's a fantasy.
Bullets for teeth. Only 150 laws in the books that circumvent the Constitution of the United States. It's specifically been. Oh, yes. And somewhere in Spain, they're going to give women free time off for having their periods. Oh, you didn't hear that yet? Oh, yes. Is the same effort the same benefit afforded to males in Spain? No. That would seem to be rather illegal and unfair, wouldn't it?
Don't believe it. It's not true.
Whereas you disagree because you know what a manifesto is.
Oh, yes. Well,
by definition, it's not fiction. It's non-fiction. What to you would count as evidence that she was dead serious?
Yes, shooting someone.
If she actually shot a guy? Because she actually shot a guy, Alice.
It's coherent with the current depictions of female rage that almost entirely happen in the context of a horror movie, where we assume that everybody is a bit mad anyway.
I mean, what's terrible is, she's a obviously a very attractive woman, but she's been brainwashed. She's spewing rote bullshit that she learned in her gender studies class in France, apparently. My God, this is where we are. Comfy Noise says, just identify a Spanish woman. Get there. Now we should talk about there's the identification of being I'm a woman. I got period. Of course, the little you know what you have to have a doctor's permission. And I'm certain most of the doctors in Spain, most of the ones that are sane, are not going to give the get out of jail free card to men who claim they're not men or something like that.
In other words, female rage is accepted, entertaining, only when we know that it's not real. It's only ironic.
What is she, partially Australian? We knew. Original Australian. I stand corrected. I believe they also, I don't know about that, but
it's fictional.
No. Feminists will claim that the Scum Manifesto is just fiction when they know full well that it isn't.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
They've been flooding academia with messages just like that without any pretense of insincerity. They say to each other what they want to hear while they tell everyone else they're not saying it.
It's amazing.
Gaslighting,
yes.
101.
Mm-hmm.
They never get beyond 101 despite it being academia.
Yeah, well, we can't. Mohammed El-Sayed, he's, basically what he means is having activity with animals is legal. I don't know if that's true or not, original Australian. But throw another shrimp on the barbie. We got ourselves a U over here in the fence.
They never get beyond the room in which they are subjected to it.
But what is happening on social media right now is different.
No, it is not.
Creators, women are starting to connect different occurrences of female rage and create something out of it.
Yes, that's what feminism is.
I just wonder what the rage is about, though. You know, understandably. I mean, I get pissed, right? I get mad. I get mad. Sure, everybody does. What's the rage about? Shark Dentures. Hello, Shark. I love Dr. Randomercam. Yeah, he's pretty good. I enjoy his stuff.
Always has been.
So the Gone Girl segment, for example.
Google is hot.
That's a movie about a serial killer.
Yeah, but what's her face? She's cute, whatever her name is. Even though she's killing people, she's cute. Yeah, give her a pass.
She's literally cutting up men.
Yeah, she's the female Dexter.
Men who've never abused her at all. And feminists seem to love this character. Are you connecting the dots yet?
What is now referred to as the good for her trope.
Good for her. Good for her. Irene Warnos, the serial killer in Florida. Good for her because she was abused. Really? Is that how we deal with things now? We go off and kill people? No, that's not the way this works. Nope, not in a civilized society.
The good for her trope is about legitimizing revenge. You've been hurt, abused. Now is your time to get closure. Now is your time to retaliate. It's deeply cathartic to watch these movies.
Right.
Imagine it would be if you were right in the center of the Venn diagram we call the dark triad.
In the context of female rage,
yes,
cathartic movies serve to create a space for that anger to exist. But ultimately, the goal is for you to leave that anger.
Now, hey, bullets. Now, I have no problem with a little bit of flat there. Matter of fact, I prefer it. But that's me. Ben Doe, Gone Girl, feminist with fulfillment. Yeah. What was her name? Whatever her name was. She's cute.
And find peace, to go back to life and live hand in hand with patriarchy again.
She was in one of those movies with Tom Cruise, I think. Was it Jack Reacher, maybe? Yeah, it's cute.
See how they talk about the patriarchy like it's their god? It is, even though they hate it.
Yes. Crazy, isn't it?
That's how Gnosticism works. You believe in God, but you believe he is evil.
Yep.
And when you're taking revenge on God, it never ends. It is never sated. It is never soothed. It is never satisfied. Every day is a living hell, fraught with an obsession with the phantom pain from a thorn that was never in your side. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Vid loss. Love is the answer. Oh my God, where's my guitar? I only torture certain people with guitar playing. Brandon. Yes. SFG How Warrior. I'm a god. She's got some hooters. I guess she's all right. Sure. Oh, why do you even look at that? Just don't you know she has so much more to offer than her hooters? Nobody said she didn't. But go ahead and imagine whatever you thought I said. Right?
In other words, female rage as it exists today is a more radical version of something that has existed for
yeah, Shark, I believe that's true. Gone Girl was the psycho woman spent years secretly framing her husband for abuse and then vanished so he would be convicted for a murder. Yeah.
a very, very long time, the female complaint.
Maybe you do know what I mean.
Yeah.
Berlin defines it as something which operates as safety valves for surplus female rage and desire. Thus, the female complaint constitutes a space of resistance to the messages and practices of patriarchal dominance.
I mean, all this is great. You know, I mean, I don't obviously advocate for, hurting people or shooting a dude because he wrote a book, nothing like that.
Being
Let me just look at this again.
Fraught with an obsession with the phantom pain from a thorn that was never in your side.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
In other words, female rage as it exists today is a more radical version of something that has existed for a very, very long time.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, female complaint. Fine. What are you raging about? What is the source of this rage? Why are you raging? Why are you angry? What's the problem? Oh, but there's this and that, and guys talk to me on the street, and Do you have any idea, sweet Frenchy girl, what the hell was going on 150 years ago? No? You only refer to parts of history that benefit your point. Okay. Got it.
Female complaint.
Maybe you do know what I mean.
Berlin defines it as something...
Or Gad and Gill, safety valves from mediated female rage in the Me Too movement. Okay. Me too.
Which operates as safety valves for surplus female rage and desire. Thus, the female complaint constitutes a space of resistance to the messages and practices of patriarchal dominance.
When women complain, it's called complaining.
Yes.
When men complain, it's called
terrorism.
Male fragility.
Right.
Man flu, mansplaining, man interruption, and so on. Patriarchal dominance.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
While implicitly foreclosing any action to change the fundamental conditions of the complaint's production.
Again, I need to know where what the complaint's production is. Where is it coming from? What are you angry about, women in the West? What is it? Tell us. You don't like the fact that men exist? Scum Manifesto. That's what it said.
It's a complex way to put it, but basically
it's basically what I just explained. Your grievances are based on your invented bizarro world god.
Yep.
So you complain and you complain and nothing ever gets better because you don't want it to get better. You want to complain.
Well, I mean, how do you make things better that don't actually exist? I think it's a fair point. This and this oppression here. Okay, well, let's fix it. So where do we get to the root of the problem? It doesn't exist. It's all bullshit. Bullets for teeth, penis envy. Freud was not all that wrong about some things. You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily you, Alice. I'm not entirely sure where you're coming from. I mean, the phenomenon you're talking about.
Right.
It's not female rage. It's not even feminine rage. It is feminist rage.
Yes.
It's ideological. Though it's not born from ideology.
It's a different world where none of us actually live. It's a fantasy. At least in the West. Other parts of the world, yeah, things are pretty tough for women. Not in the West. Not in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Europe. No, it's not happening.
Born from the nature of a spoiled child. I want food. No, not that. I want my favorite food. No, not that. That's not my favorite food. I want my favorite food. I want you, and now I want you to cut my favorite food into small pieces.
Okay, here's the fundamental problem of the fembots. You want to hear that? Okay. Then subscribe and like and share and send me money.
And I don't know which piece to eat first. Children will continue to do this until someone with a backbone gives them a damn good learning.
A learning. Here's the fundamental problem that we have. Hello, Iridium. How are you? Smoking the kush, are you? Toke it up, bro. You mean we're smoking dog shit? Yeah, man. Here's the fundamental problem. The fembots and most of these movements are comparing what we have today to perfection. 100% absolutely nothing. Now, as we know, perfection cannot exist in this world. And thus, they're never going to stop bitching. Because they're not talking about good enough. They're talking about perfection. Asymptotic approach. We're never going to get there. And I know Iridium Kush knows about asymptotes because he's one of those guys. He's an engineer and stuff. JC Wolf says, don't take my last job away from me. Yes.
What this Gnostic feminist ideology does is keep girls...
Brandon, are you bringing up 80 songs, you bastard? That was Aldo Nova. Give me a 12-pack.
Suspended in this undeveloped emotional state for their entire childhoods and their entire adult lives.
How do I know that, Brandon? Because my ex-wifey loved that song for whatever reason. I remember it. God.
It involves these endless corridors of pseudo-intellectual sophistry and postmodern academic jargon, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
As a child yelling, I want this, I want that, I want more, I want everything.
You know, JC Wolf has a point. It's opening pickle jars. I know. Gosh darn patriarchy. Can't they figure out a better way so the women don't have to struggle to open them? They shouldn't need a man to do that. Wah!
It seems normal to us because it's been normalized, but it shouldn't be. It's an abomination.
Yes.
It is turning the population into lolloping retards who shit in their adult diapers and don't know which toilet to use.
Yes, Joel. That's right. Diminishing returns. Exactly. We're never going to get to 100%. Doesn't matter how hard we try. Doesn't matter how many freaking trillions of dollars Joe Biden tosses at it while he's having his, warm milk and a nap. It doesn't matter. We're never going to get there. Zealot Master 1, hello. Good evening.
Don't fall for it. I would say don't let your children fall for it either, but I don't have children, so I guess I don't get to say that. But surely a no-brainer is a no-brainer. I should hope I get to say that.
And it's not just feminists. It's the BLM types. It's all of these people. All of them are looking at perfection and saying, since we're not there, we've got a big fucking problem. These people are brain dead. They're brainwashed robots at this point.
You understand there's something wrong there and that it's not in your power, but the conversation ends with a, well, that's the way it is.
Right.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Yep.
As a great man once said, they don't think it be like it is.
But it is.
But it do.
Yep. Also, Molly Caramay.
Oh, God. I remember that. Oh, good Lord. So, Molly Caro May, female rage and resilience in the modern era, was a TED Talk. I am surprised.
Shared how angry she felt after her postpartum body completely broke down.
Okay, she said postpartum body. Right, she had a baby. Okay, so things kind of can go to hell, and then it's why you have children when you're young. Body bounces back like that. Just saying.
Very quickly, she directed her anger towards men who didn't have to deal with the consequences of pregnancy or pregnancy itself.
It's kind of transphobic, isn't it?
Is a choice as well, by the way. It's a choice. There's no evidence here that this woman was attacked or criminally assaulted. No. She made the decision to have a bubba. And having a bubba has an effect on your body. There's nothing we can do about that. That'd be called Mother Nature. Complain to God. Bitch at Mother Nature. See how far that gets you.
She said, women's bodies suffer at the hands of men and then suffer, bringing the next generation. And we're all okay with this?
Well, then don't have children. Done. Hands washed. Don't have children. It's your choice, isn't it? But no. I want this and I want that and I want everything and I want everything to be the... Yeah.
No, a lot of people are not okay with women being the ones who get pregnant and give birth, but they should be, because that actually is.
It exists that way. Yep.
How it is. Is there any truth about human biology that is more fundamental than that?
No, Feral Ravage. They cannot take responsibility for anything. I did videos years ago. The consequence-free life. You can probably still find it on the channel somewhere. That's what all this is leading to. I should be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I shouldn't have to bear any consequences for whatever decisions I make. God damn it. And if you say I should, you're an evil man. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Everyone, no matter what choice you make, there is a consequence. But not for women. That's what we're talking about.
Other than food goes in, shit comes out. This remains true. Even if you change your definitions of food and shit, and no amount of bug definitions of man and woman will change the fundamental truth.
RP Pope is here. Hello. They're spoiled and unworthy. Well, yeah, I think a lot of men and women these days are spoiled beyond belief. It's amazing. Zombro says we're heading to an epic collapse at this point. The best plan is to have some stuff. Don't forget about lead. Oh, what?
Change what you can change.
Yes.
But accept what you cannot change.
Isn't that like an Irish proverb? You know, change the things you can, accept the things you can't. Something like that. Something like that.
So either you hold your nose and accept.
Hey, Derp. Serious question. I'm going to put you up on the screen here. Is it really that much fun? Is it really? I mean, sure, it's fun. Yeah. Is it really worth it, though? All this bullshit, all this bitching, all this crazy crap. Now, I think it's only fair to say that we're not talking about all women. I mean, you hate to have to keep saying that fucking shit. But there's enough of them. Generations have been brainwashed into this bullshit. Is it really worth it? And that's why we have MGTOW. Guys are saying, no, it's not worth it. I'll just do my own thing and whatever. If I want to get... Excuse me. Oh. Thank you. I had a sandwich for lunch, and I had some red onions on there. Ooh. They're coming back and saying hello, you know what I mean?
The results of 4 billion years of evolutionary trial and error. Or, I don't know, you'll have to genetically engineer humans into organisms that reproduce asexually.
Yes.
Or something. That doesn't sound like much of a picnic now, does it?
It does to the fembots. It does to the fembots. Shark dentures, all women, all women, all women, all women. They all have the capability, yes. I think some of them don't take advantage of it, but I hear you.
Doesn't sound like the kind of thing that's any easier to accept. And it would most definitely not be progressive.
Oh.
It would be regressive to the tune of like a billion years.
A couple billion years ago. Yeah. So let's look at this jewel. I had a baby and I was old and my body got a little weird. It's the fault of man. Yeah.
May said that she expressed her anger by becoming violent.
Actually, I do like red onion, actually. Zombro. I had a salad yesterday with the red onion. Yeah. Gives it just that little, like a little kick. I love it. It's beautiful. Go ahead.
Everything she could to make her husband feel sorry, including sticking urine-soaked pads that she had to wear because of incontinence on the wall.
So the excuse me. So that'd be totally normal behavior. You would take incontinence pads and stick them on the wall. Totally fucking normal. Absolutely the best thing to do.
And it would most definitely not be progressive. It would be regressive to the tune of like a billion years.
Listen carefully.
May said that she expressed her anger by becoming violent, by doing everything she could to make her husband feel sorry, including sticking urine-soaked pads that she had to wear because of incontinence on the wall as a sort of artwork.
As a sort of artwork. Yeah. Garrett Grant on the wall. Yeah. Funny. I got you. That's pretty good. Not bad.
Like, we can all agree that what she did was very toxic.
I wish we could, but I guarantee you'll hear all manner of iterations of the good for her.
Yeah. Well, she should have, because the evil man imposed himself on some reasons, and the piss-coated pads all over the wall. Seems reasonable. Seems. Oh my God.
Trope.
May's message is that what she did then was absolutely pointless and unnecessarily harmful. What she preaches now is that female rage be redirected towards something creative, towards external action.
Or you could do exercise. Go run a mile. Get that energy out some other way other than putting your pads on the wall. To get back at your husband for the choice that you made to have a baby.
She was already being creative.
Oh, God.
She was creating a person.
Yes.
You might say it's a privilege to be able to do that.
You could, yeah.
But it wasn't good enough. It pissed her off.
No.
And she took it out on the people who don't have that privilege. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not just endless. It's backwards.
No, it's even worse than that, Mike. She made a conscious decision today. She made a conscious decision to have a baby. And she blames the fucking world because she got fat after having said baby. And especially her husband, who has to put up with piss all over the apartment on some diapers. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Sounds logical, don't it?
How best can we join the choir? When we are filled with rage, how do we use that anger?
Well, creatively, like you just said, not destructively.
Zombro says, yeah, sounds like a well-adjusted person. Yeah. Brandon Trueblood. What she did was disgusting. Not for a woman, though. It's just she's expressing her rage. Don't you know?
To that, Jess Phillips, a Labour MP member, says, basically organize the feminist movement that has been going all my life.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is even too much for the hamster. Jess Phillips, do we really have to bring her up? Do we?
Jess fucking Phillips?
Mm-hmm. Yes. The ultimate feminist in England. Yes.
Is a sadistic authoritarian warlord with more chips on her shoulder than breaded trout in the ravenous arms of a fat bastard.
Ravenous arms of a fat bastard.
She has done less than nothing to help.
Yes, Shark. Yes. Yes. You put soiled, piss-filled diapers all over the wall to express your anger at your husband who did what he promised to do and you wanted him to do, make a baby. Yeah.
Women. All she does is hate men. Actively.
Corey Hart, John Isaac. I wear my sunglasses at night. Good song.
Systematically. She
1984.
Doesn't even deny it. She's proud of it.
Yeah.
She finds it hilarious how much she hates men. If it's toxic to stick a few piss pads to the wall of your own house.
Actually, Corey Hart should have been a lot bigger. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. He had a couple good songs, though. So, Canadian guy, I believe.
Jess Phillips is an intergalactic supervolcano that's been belching radioactive mushroom clouds into the cosmos since the dawn of fucking time. If you want to use your rage to create art and music and poetry, that's great.
Yes.
That might actually help you get through it.
I was 20 years old, SFG, in 1984. Oh, my God, I know.
Well, possibly enriching the lives of others. You know what you shouldn't do?
You're just a young buck, sir. You're just a young buck. Yes, Corey Hart is Canadian. And I used to work with a guy in radio that, I don't know, he hung out with him after a show or something. He was a great dude. You know, really humble, really just wonderful guy. So, yeah, he should have been bigger. I don't know what happened there, but wonderful voice, actually.
With your infantile rage, go into politics. That will only exacerbate it and turn it into everyone else's problem. Art can turn rage into a thing of beauty.
13 in 1984. You young buck, you. Oh, my God. Born in 1971, eh? Yeah, same age as my cousin. I guess she was about the same age as you.
Political power turns rage into a thing of hate.
Yes, Rusty, I heard you and AKS are playing pool in New Orleans. I heard that this morning. How's it going, Rusty? You got a couple of cocktails in your gut? I also heard that the guy you're with, AKS, is all he could talk about was getting more food. It was fucking hilarious. I loved it.
Actual, institutionalized, authoritarian hate, especially in a
I'm saying Brandon Trueblood, Corey was all hard, yes. There were a lot of Canadians that came out in the 80s and 90s that just didn't go anywhere. It's really a shame. Corey Hart was one of them. You know, there's like April Wine had some hits. Probably, I think they're Quebecers, Quebecois, whatever the Frenchy word is. April Wine was there. Corey Hart, some chicks. Of course, Alanis Morissette hit in about 94-ish with Jagged Little Pill.
Political climate in which that kind of rage is normalized. You'll notice I'm expressing some rage.
You ought to know.
Of my own right now, and that might come across as ironic.
Yes.
But please do notice.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
I'm a lowly space
a little too ironic. April Wine's good, Sergeant Grinch. Yeah, they had some good stuff. Just Between You and Me. Canadian love song. You know. That's what the Canucks did. They danced to the Just Between You and Me. Baby, I know our love will be. I like giving the poutine eaters a little bit of shit because, you know, reasons. You know, why not? It's fun. All right. Let's do one more. Let me see if I can find out where we're at here. All right. Let's see. Good fella. Yes, I think so. Good. Whoops. Damn red onion, son of a bitch. Good. It's coming back, man. You know. Let's see here. He just did one. Oh, geez. He's still got the old ones up. All right. All right. Yeah, he's a Scotland. Hold on, Moo. Hold on, nu. He's in Glasgow Lake. New Orleans has awesome food. Oh, I'm sure. I'm certain. Rusty and his buddy there, they were talking about going to the Chinese buffet, and he was like, well, when's it open? It's like, oh, it's 2 hours. Oh, my God, I got to eat right now. Give me some food. Hilarious stuff, man. Hope you guys are having a good night. All right. Let's see what we have here. Good fella from Glasgow, Scotland. Like, the home of William Wallace. Like, oh, is it going to play? No, I got to hit the, oh. Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
I managed to get some time off because it's quiet this week. So I thought I'd make a video. This video, I actually wanted to make this last week. I just didn't get time. You know the way women have always got an excuse, pretty much the whole life from when they're young, when they're girls, because they're a little princess, they get away with everything, right? Then they go into become young women, you know, and then they have the period, and the period is to blame for every piece of bad behavior, right?
Of course, it's a nice excuse now, isn't it? It's not.
During that time, they may get pregnant. That's also used as an excuse for the bad behavior. Because women never do anything wrong. It's always the fault of someone or something else.
It's always the fault of men, especially white. Oh, no.
Black people. But this is about women.
Oh, no.
And once they stop having their period...
Original Australian, you could do crooning. I probably could, but, you know, just it would be work. Just between you and me, originally Australian. Throw some shrimps on the barbie.
At that point where there's
creepy dude like terp. No, it's good fella.
Nothing to blame their bad behavior.
He's Scottish.
And so what they did was they just invented this thing called menopause, right? And I say they invented it because it's not real, right? It's
I wonder if we can find some of the classic, maybe with Randomercam and the guy from Israel. I think we could. Let me look here. Hold on. Just between you and me, baby, I know I love it be always you. Just between you and me. Oh God. Look at this. Oh, there's so much here. The race card leak. All right. Let's see what we got here. How adult human biological females can solve the yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, there's tits. Did you say tits? Yes, I did. Tits. Oh, no. You can't be attracted to women because they're good looking. No. Go ahead.
Hi. It seems that Tiger Woods, he did a sexism.
Yeah, did you hear that?
He did a misogyny, so he did.
Oh, no.
And now he has to pay the price. I've seen this going viral at the time.
Yeah.
And I just fucking knew that it was going to upset, certain people. The usual crowd. What had happened was he was playing golf, as Tiger Woods tends to do.
Yeah, well, he does that.
He hit the ball further than his opponent. Can't remember his opponent's name. I'll get that in a second from that.
Oh, no. We got trouble. Something's just not right.
Article. Hit the ball further than his opponent.
Just this morning, you cried about last night.
So, as a joke,
name that song and win a six-pack from
his friend.
Polska. Hey, Zombro. Hey, don't leave yet. What? I won't sing anymore. I promise. I do. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Sneakily handed him a tampon, as if to say, basically, you hit like a woman, right? Because that's the kind of thing that
Binga says, I just met Trump Jr. Really? He was skiing. Oh, okay. Where's that at? Is it the ski country? I assume it isn't in Arizona. Well, I'm sure there's some places in Arizona where we could, So should we open it up? Okay. All right, leak. Call in if you want to. Especially Rusty and Iridium. Oh my God. Yes.
That men do.
Men do.
It's the kind of thing that a woman
like,
would never recover from, but it's the kind of thing that men do.
Hammer Hands in the building. Hello, Hammer. How are you, man? What the hell? Why'd you piss Susan off? We were all looking forward to the Sunday sermon, and now we got to wait like 2 weeks, you bastard. Why do you hate me? Good to see you, brother. Always good to see you.
And women, if there's one thing that women really...
I don't know. I'm like not really getting... Let's look at some airplanes. Let's look at some airplanes. Wouldn't that be fun? Yes. Yes, that would be fun. Okay, let's see here. Go back. Yeah, I'm not as professional as you are, Hammer. I just kind of think of shit and whatever. Midway Airport. Live. Polska Bob's favorite place to hang out and piss on the fence. It's crazy. Midway International Airport, Chicago, Illinois. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah. The excitement is hard to it's pretty crazy. How do we even do it? Hammer, if you want to come in, go ahead. All right, you fuck. Rusty, what's up?
Oh man, I gotta be careful. I don't want to give away ACAS's true identity.
Don't do that. No, don't. But man, you sure? Or whoa, wait! I whacked you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're having fun. AKS is playing pool right now. I'm watching him. He was slightly losing, but now he's kind of ahead. So I don't know how this is going to turn out.
What's your bet? What do you think we're gonna get out of this?
Oh, I don't know what his bet was.
No, I mean your bet.
They
what
just
are you
hollered
betting
no
on?
bet. Yeah. No, I think AKS is going to win.
No bet. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it turns out he's kind of a pool shark.
I can't even find myself here. Too many beers. No shit. Wow. Where's he from? Can we at least say like what region of the country the man is from?
AKS? I think everybody knows he's from New York City.
New York, damn city. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got him down there in Mississippi or Louisiana. He's probably a big thing for him. He's probably never been there before.
No, he's never been here before. I think he kind of likes it.
Are you treating him to something good?
Man, this guy, he's been eating 24 hours a day. I mean, he's on his second hamburger right now. Yeah, it's unreal. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, this guy's a machine.
He eats like you drink, bro.
Yeah.
He eats like you drink, brother. So
I think we stayed up. We slept on the boat last night, and I think we must have stayed up till about 4 o'clock in the morning. And this guy's wanting to go out walking the city at 4 o'clock in the morning to see what the hell is open so he can get something to eat.
Well, I mean, he's from New York, man. That's the way it is in New York City. Any time of the day, night, or whatever, everything's open. All right, Hammerhand is coming in. Go ahead, Hammer. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Gentlemen, how are you?
I am fine. How are you, sir?
I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. Just sitting here watching your broadcast.
Why did you piss Susan off? What did you do?
Man, I uploaded a video. It was a spicy video, but it's on 100 different channels, and they didn't get struck. So you know how it is, man.
I know. Yeah, no, I do. Hey, Rusty, say hi to Hammerhand. The man is here. Go ahead.
Hello, Hammerhand.
What is up, good sir? How are you?
That's what he's saying.
You said, why am I talking to this fucking old Spurg? I don't want to talk to this guy.
Who is this guy with the beard here? Who is this old fuck? I don't know. He's talking about drinking beer and eating. I mean, you're a big boy too there, Hammer. You eat a lot of food, right?
Yeah, some good pastimes right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, man, I make no apologies about it. Look, I don't want anybody to go out there and be fucking slovenly and unable to move, but okay, you got a little bit of chub on you. It just is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. And we've met in person, so you know I'm a little bit soft-tick, right?
Bro,
like
I don't look at anybody and give them the business over something like that. I really don't. You know, what airport are you watching?
It is what it is. Yeah. This is Midway, Chicago.
Midway, Chicago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Surprised we don't see people trying to jack airplanes.
At Midway, there are barely any airplanes at Midway. It's pretty funny, actually. It's a nice little airport, but yeah.
Yeah, original Australian in the chat says, is that why the channel's been quiet? I just thought you were at work. Well, I am working, but yeah, that's why the channel's been quiet, and it'll be quiet until the 6th of March. So I won't be back until the 6th of March because...
till March?
Yeah, it's the 6th of March, man. They gave me a nice long vacation. I got some time to think about my misdeeds, and I'm going to repent a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and do it again anyways.
So this was a second strike, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the first strike was for a really non-issue, man. I mean, it was like a fucking nothing burger, and I got struck over that. And you know how it is, man. We got people that'll call in and they'll go to flag the fucking channel, and they're like, I hate this motherfucker. I can't stand him. And then they'll turn around and out of the same side of their mouth talk about how they never think about us and they have nothing to do with us and they feel bad for us and we're pathetic. But, you know, they have all day and all night to track your videos and get you struck down.
Yep.
So I mean, it is what it is.
In there and somebody actually went in there and said, oh, this guy's evil and blah, blah, blah.
You know, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, yeah, YouTube doesn't tell us. We don't know. Yeah.
You know, you don't have the right to face your accuser over here. It's very arbitrary.
Yep. That's true.
So just depends on what they want to do, I do suppose.
I do recall the video that you did post, and you're right, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But that was pretty fucking brutal. You have to admit that. That was
No. I admit that 100%. That's the whole point. You know, the whole point is don't put your hands on people. Don't think that because you have this culture on your side and that you have this entitlement that is running rampant right now that you can go and put your hands on a man, because you can't. You can't. No. Some of these fucking guys out here will take it. A lot of these guys will take you right to the fucking mat and break your face.
Yes.
So those
you
the
never
days
know when you're
of being able
run into one of those guys, you know.
Well, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. The days of being able to run over men are over. Those days are over.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, it's just like men. You can't just go up to a random dude and start doing that kind of shit. You're going to get your ass kicked. Really?
No, you can't do that. And that was really the point. That was the entire point of the video. You know, was the consequences that you suffer for putting your hands on men.
Brandon Trueblood says Hammer got the boot because he was too good looking on my stream. I don't know about that.
That might be true. That might be true, man. There was a whole bunch of beard in that stream.
25-year-old grandpa Insult says V12 Pungati. Is that what you have? Is that what you drive, sir?
No, I do not drive a V12 Pungati. No, I haven't seen one of those. Maybe Andrew Tate's got one, though. You know, maybe.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, you know, aside from the Andrew Tate and the other bullshit, just, you know, men to men here. What the fuck's he doing buying all this bullshit? Why is he doing that?
I suppose.
You know, all these cars and fucking shit.
I can't speak for the man, but I will suppose on my behalf and project it onto him is look, man, when you pull down the kind of change that he's pulling down, the only objective in life is if you're not working on yourself personally, like your knowledge, your depth, who you are as a person, if you're not studying world religions or something like that, acquisition is the number one thing that people with money go to. You know?
Yes, so
it's the number one thing.
You know, but I mean, I think we're sort of a similar mindset here. It's like you got 12 Bugattis and Lamborghinis and all this shit. What are you going to do with them?
It's just goofy.
Just sit there. It is. I don't.
To me, it's just goofy, but I don't know. I wanted to read something here real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, please.
I wanted to read something here real quick. I didn't actually come on here with the intent of doing that, but I was on Twitter today and I saw a post. Oh yeah, I saw a post. This is from the 15th of January. Now, people think that I'm exaggerating and that I'm bullshitting when I say that people like Pearl Davis come in here and they control a vast majority of the Manosphere traffic. She's celebrating 100 million views in 28 days. Do you know how much money that is?
Jesus Christ. 100 million in 28 days?
It's $1.2 million in 28 days. So she walked out. When the government gets their cut and YouTube gets their cut, she walked away from that 28 days from January to this month, to February, with $504,000.
Jesus. Really?
So I don't want to hear a motherfucking word from anybody that says that it's not about anything else. That's what it's about. It's always been about that, gentlemen. That's why they get fronted. They get pushed to the front of the algorithm while you get pushed to the back of the fucking bus.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
That's amazing.
Guys. That's what it's about. 100 million fucking views. It took me 6 years to accumulate 100 million views.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And she
I'm
got
still
it in
not
a month.
even in the ballpark there, but in 30 days, 100 million.
She got it in 30 days. YouTube pays out every 28 days. So in that 28-day space, about 1 month ago, she walked away with $500,000. And we got motherfuckers sitting over here that are dying on dialysis machines because they're being squashed by YouTube.
Yeah. Yep.
They can't repair their fucking car. They can't buy a loaf of fucking bread. But just go watch Hannah Davis. Go watch Real Femme Sapien. Go watch Sarah Moore. Go watch Courtney Ryan. You know, they're the ones that we want to head this discussion. Men can't head their own discussions because it sounds nothing like what a woman would say.
I mean, Roma Army must be pissed off because she's getting smoked at the moment.
Well, she's getting smoked, but she's also pulling down $100,000 too.
Really?
Yes.
So what
really.
is the
between her Patreon and what she gets on YouTube? Her numbers run about $100,000 a month.
Bullets for Teeth says, I've been on YouTube for 8 years, can't break 100. Yeah, I hear you.
Well, that's what happens, you know. That's us, right? That's what happens.
Yep.
That's what happens.
There's a new guy called some Nate guy or something.
Yeah,
and you can see something, but he does these things, and you could see he had 1,000, 2,000, good numbers, right, for a new guy. Then all of a sudden, last week, like that, down to 100 views.
Yep.
I mean, that's not accidental. Somebody's doing that.
It's not shocking, man. You know, one of the 10,000 censors that YouTube bragged about hiring found them, got a hold of them, and they're just sitting on them. That's what they do, bro. It's what they do. You know, Sarah Moore was more than happy to have me on her podcast to let me know that YouTube advantages women in the algorithm. And they do.
Of course it does. Yeah.
Of course they do. Of course they do. We were saying this for years before there was any proof whatsoever. And then when it came out, we knew what it was going to say. Because you obviously you can tell. If you don't toe a particular ideological line or bent, a leftist bent, you're not going to be promoted in the culture. So it must be nice to know that all motherfuckers are doing this. Dude, man, Brett Cooper looks too much like Ben Shapiro, man. It's weird. It's like they're twins. No, Brett Cooper is supposed to be the next Tommy Lahren.
Oh,
that's what Brett Cooper is supposed to be. Now, if Brett Cooper comes out and does the same stupid shit that Lahren did and endorses abortion, well, she's going to be gone.
Yep.
She's going to be gone. That's why Tommy Lahren's career hit the fucking skids.
But I mean, doesn't what's her face? Oh God, I can't think of her name. She's on the
Which one?
channel.
There's so many.
The one lady, I can't think of her. She used to be a crazy liberal. Now she's supposedly a conservative.
Jedediah Bila.
Well, that's one, but she's on Valuetainment. I'm talking about on Daily Wire.
Oh, on Daily Wire. Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up with them, man. Not too much, anyways. That'd be a lie. I do keep up with them a little bit, but not that much.
Okay, Brandon Trueblood's coming in. We've got beards in the building here.
We got some fucking steam now, boy.
I'm gonna light it up. Go ahead,
Yes,
Brandon.
sir.
Talk. No, he's not talking yet.
Well, that's all right.
She did the. I'm gonna just mute myself. You keep talking there. I'm gonna find.
Yeah, go ahead and do your thing. I'll read some of the chat. Do your thing. Let me see if we can find some comments, man. Sergeant Grinch, YouTube is interfering with content. That makes them an editor. I don't know. Does it? These fuckbags are just towing the line, man. They're doing what they're told to do. You know, it's not all YouTube. Somebody is telling them where to go and how to get there. Bullets for teeth. It's cool. I have no problem being down here on the street level MGTOW. Real recognize real. Yeah, I can agree with that. MGTOW forever. Roma isn't just on YouTube. No, she's not. She's not just on YouTube. That motherfucker's like, she's everywhere, just like herpes. Original Australian, Hammerhand, about to hit 17K.
She's like on OnlyFans and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, she's fucking OnlyFans, Patreon, all kinds of fucking shit. She shows her boyfriend fucking her, and they make fun of McDonald's workers, and she's a disgusting pig.
Oh, God.
She's a slam pig.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ.
that bitch.
Really?
Fuck that bitch!
Oh, God.
Yeah, she does that, bro. She does that. She thought it was fun. She thought it was going to be fucking funny. She caught a lot of fucking grief for that, man. They went through a drive-thru one night, and they started fucking with one of the window people. Yeah. Original Australian Hammerhand about to hit 17K, man. At least on my side. Could be higher on his side. Well, it's always going to be a little bit more than what they show you. Always. So, but right now it's saying 17. But my numbers are fucking weird. You know, YouTube does promote the channel. I can't lie about that one. They do promote the channel. Yeah. But the amount of subs versus the amount of traffic that this channel gets is crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm getting people in my lives that million sub channels don't get. The 500,000 sub channels don't get when they go live. So you tell me. You know, it's bananas. Yeah. It's bananas, man.
You're being squished, bro. No question.
Oh, I already knew it.
You're being held down by YouTube. Yeah.
I already knew it. I
mean, you got a hell of a channel. I mean, everyone loves you, man. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know about that, brother. There's a lot of people out there that do not love the Hammer Man.
I don't know about that. Really?
Sure, man. You're thinking about the people that we're familiar with. Think about the people that go out of their way to fucking hate watch and lurk and lean on every word, trying to find a way to use it as a cudgel to get YouTube to do their dirty work for them because they're gutless, spineless cowards and they can't do it themselves.
Yep. You're right. But I mean,
Roma.
I've said to you in text, Roma. Yeah.
Her BF666 says Aroma Army.
But this.
No, she don't. No, she don't. No, she don't.
She cleans up.
Bullshit. It's like trying to scrub a fucking turd. Yeah, there's some real great shit under that thick brown layer. No, sir. No. She does not clean up good, man. She's got half a fucking inking colony living on her neck and chest. No.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say they're. I mean, she's a young girl too, right? She's 23, maybe 24.
No, she's a strag, bro. It doesn't matter chronologically how old she is. She's a strag. She's a played out fucking hooker, huh? Huh? You don't want me to go there. You don't want me to go there.
Does she have any eggs?
She ain't got no eggs, boy.
No eggs. No eggs.
She ain't got no eggs. We called her a long time ago, man. We knew what she was. But it's hard work for men that were raised like women, which is the vast majority of men now. It's hard work to get on your grind and learn your morals and your ethics and values and principles, to learn how to not stick your dick in every hole that you see. You know, that takes discipline. And there's not a lot of men that are down to do that kind of discipline. They don't want to do it.
Yes, that's right. I mean, you're preaching the truth, sir. You know that. I agree with you.
Yes, sir.
Man, I mean, God almighty, you know, we've been young, right? We're about the same age, roughly.
Yeah.
And
roughly.
when you're, 15, 16, oh God, the only thing that matters is pussy. That's it.
For a lot of guys, I hear a lot of guys say that, but for me, that just wasn't the truth. You know,
really?
The ideal was there, but I was not interested at all in slopping around on people and getting body fluids on me and all kinds of shit, because it just seemed very alien. You know, now once I got there, and it was pretty okay. But other than that, I didn't get much benefit from it, man. Really, all it brought was fucking heartache. You know, because they don't want to stay, they don't want to stick around, and you just turn your fucking head, you look around, and this was back before the fucking internet. You know, it was really back before cell phones were very popular. You know, shit like that. Now, they have the whole world on speed dial. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with that, so I don't try. I'm not interested in trying to get 10 Lambos to attract a woman. Okay, if I'm going to work that fucking hard, it's going to be for me. Right. It's going to be for my son. It's not going to be for anybody else.
Right. Yeah, your family. What's important?
Yeah. For the things that are
other
important.
Shit is like, meh.
There's no way that Rome is 23, man. There's no way.
I thought she was pretty...
No, she's got to be closer to 30, man. She's got to be closer to 30.
See if I can find something here.
Yeah, right on. Right on. Free Cat says, beware the trashed box. All box is trash now, dude. All of it. All of it. All of it is fucking junk. It all comes with too many strings, too many conditions, pages and pages of fucking header liners. No thanks. No thanks. Just don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. You know, pussy was great, man, when there weren't strings attached to it. And that wasn't a very long period of time, to be honest with you.
No.
So, yeah, I'm just not interested. I'm not interested at all anymore. It would be the same, like I've said this about IndyCar before. When IndyCar goes fucking woke, I'm out. I'm going to check the box. I'm done. I put in 40 years. That's good. I got enough back issues to watch. You ain't sitting out there at the airport, are you there, Hamster?
I mean, she was an
what?
Then she went to NASCAR, I think.
Who?
Danica Patrick was IndyCar, and then she went to NASCAR. Danica Patrick.
Yeah. Then she fucked up. And she went to NASCAR. She should have never gone to NASCAR. The only thing that NASCAR gave her was a payday. Now, if she was having to pay the fucking bills for all the cars that she wrecked, she wouldn't have made a cent. Man, ain't no joke, man.
Why do you hate women? Why?
Oh, such a bastard. Just critique people.
I know it's
Stone Reaper says, greeting Hamster, Hammerhand, and gentlemen.
I've got one of yours up here. Maybe we should do that.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
What you talking about?
No, I was going to play one of your videos. I was looking for the no eggs. So.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to find it here in the background. You keep talking, man. I'll try to find it. What?
Oh, man.
So
you heard it right from her. So for all you guys out there, you
look at this. Look at this guy.
in your heart, you feel
She's a
fucking goblin, bro.
Sorry, Hammer. Go ahead.
I said she's a fucking goblin.
Yeah, man, Pamela Anderson. Yeah,
no, you can't. Yeah,
screw that.
She doesn't believe in you.
I mean, but let me ask you a question here, seriously, man to man. Who finds these women attractive?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
you go to the corn stars. I have no idea who finds these women attractive. They're fake. There's nothing there.
Interesting question. Yeah, it's what they were brought up with, though, isn't it? You know, so they don't really, people that aren't interested in being enlightened in any way, shape, or form don't really understand that what they're looking at is not real, that it's a facsimile, that it's fake. You know, these bitches are fake. They put on all of this fake shit to become somebody else. They don't know who they are. So they just adopt a personality. And that's what they do. You know, all good, right? Go get some if that's where you want to be. Yeah. I'm not interested in being that or doing that. And I don't want to associate with that. I want somebody that's real, man, that's legitimate. That's hard to find.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally I'll go on some of these corn places, right?
Uh-huh.
And these women there are like, who finds this attractive?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
You know,
I don't get it.
Just jumping on to bust a nut or two, I understand. But if you're living your life on a corn site or a prawn site, then you might have an issue or two. You know, but what are you going to get out here? And, you know, they're trying to tell you now, when they were telling you back in the 70s and the 80s, when Larry Flint was being sued and, you know, all of that nonsense, when the Supreme Court was trying to tell you that fucking pornography was free speech, you know, now they're trying to tell you that you're a scumbag if you watch pornography that their mothers fought tooth and nail to keep.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I just tell them, go fuck yourself. You motherfuckers made your bed, now burn in it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Oh, you shouldn't do that, little hamster. But it's your freedom to do that, and then it's there, and then now they're bitching. I don't get it.
Well,
I'm totally
it was
confused.
only a matter of time, man. When you look, there's not just one or two things that made this convergence of all of these factors in society, all of these ills come together at basically the same time. You know, the fact of the matter is that these ridiculous human beings have fought very, very hard to push men out, to empower women, and raise babies by themselves with no masculine influence, no man in the house. That was step number one in societal cancellation.
And they've got everything, and they're still complaining, Hammer.
Yeah, I know.
How? What?
I know.
What are we supposed to do now?
Nothing.
Except
I'm not going to do shit.
Say nothing. Yeah,
I'm not going to do anything. All I'm going to do is sit there and watch them scramble. That's all I'm going to do. You know, if I got the itch, seriously got the itch to go out and have more kids and take me a bride, it would be nowhere near a Western country. Nowhere. And I'm not saying that you're not going to get fucked around somewhere else, because you can get fucked around somewhere else if you're stupid, you know?
I mean, do you think American women understand how fucked up they are at this point?
I think some of them are starting to catch on, but no, I think by and large, they think that it's some kind of a weird little happenstance, that they think that the culture's just kind of belching a little bit, so to speak. But the culture's not belching. It's torn apart. It's torn apart. The contract between men and women is irrevocably broken. You can't fix it. You can't put it back the way that it was, because that is gone. So whatever it is going to become at some point in time in the future, it won't look anything like what it was. You know, everybody is scrambling right now to try to figure out what they're going to do and how they're not going to spend the last 40 years of their life alone and miserable.
What do you think the new thing looks like? when it comes, if it ever comes.
Do you want me to be honest?
I do, yes.
I think that the new thing is going to be a near total separation of men and women. I think the new thing is going to have government assigning you babies based on your genetic preferences. That's what I think. I think sex between men and women is going to disappear. That's what I think. I think it will be reserved only for the people on the tippy top of society that can figure out what it means to be responsible with their dick and their pussy. I think that that's what it's going to end up being. Now, do I see that happening in 10 years? No. But do I see it happening in 75 years? Yeah. Yeah. Because we're not going back to what it was. Because women have been given everything here.
No.
In the space of 100 fucking years, what it took men 10,000 years to carve out and make for themselves, you just dropped it in their laps in 100 years. Feminism is not dying, my friend. It's not dying. It's not dying. It's just spreading. So women can say all day long that they're... Go.
No, I was just going to say, what do you think of my idea that we're approaching the asymptote, right? We can only get so close to perfection. It's not going to happen, no matter what.
Yeah, I suppose that has some bearing, right? I mean, it could, but what is perfection? Who is to say what perfection is? So, there's a little bit of a detachment there. If you go by the good book and the word, then you're given perfection, and it's anything but perfect.
Yes.
Right. I mean, if you believe in God, you believe in the word of God, right? They're going to tell you, he's going to tell you straight up, this is what we want you to do. And you live your life like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't lose anything by living your life that way. You don't lose nothing, but it keeps people that have degenerate minds and degenerate preferences out. It omits them. It omits them. So that's a big reason why we're having the problems that we're having right now. That explains the attack on European men. It explains the attack on religion. It explains the attack on the nuclear family. It explains why everything is atomized right now, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree. I guess what I'm saying though is the feminists today, the women today, have it so good, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no question about that.
No.
They have, college thing, they got the work thing, they got the wage, everything is good.
Right.
But they don't want good. They want perfect. And I don't think we can get there.
Well, there's no such thing. No. What they consider their wants to be perfection in a way, right? Their wants are not their needs. It's not the same thing. There's two different sets of values. Their wants and needs are two different things. And when you give them everything, and then you start making exceptions where you've never made exceptions before, well, all of the people that found themselves excluded by society in one way, shape, or form, well, they're going to want an exception too. And then all of the other assholes are going to want exceptions. The kid fuckers are going to want exceptions. The fat broads are going to want exceptions. The 4'2" men are going to want exceptions. It just is what it is. I mean, when you open Pandora's box, Pandora comes out of the box. So that's just what it is.
And you can't get it. You can't get the worms back in once they're out.
No, you can't put it back in because liberalism is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can never be too liberal, for a liberalism. What started out with your Magna Carta is going to end up with 1,000 times worse than Rome and Weimar Germany. We're very close to that now. When you can justify the things that people are doing now, and when people aren't even outraged at the human butchery that's going on, when they just throw their hands up and they say, well, there's just another billion or trillion that we're going to give to Ukraine. Well, that's 70,000 manufacturing jobs that we just send over to China. And nobody gets pissed about this. You're at the end. You're at the end.
Do you think nobody gets pissed about it, Hammer, because they've been brainwashed?
I think that has a little bit to do with it. I think more, for me, from my point of view, I think people don't get pissed about it because if they did, there would be a logical course of action to pursue. And when they find themselves in that logical course of action, they risk losing their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they risk losing their freedom, their life, everything that they've worked for to pursue that logical course of action. The logical course of action was laid out in your Constitution.
I think we lost you there for a minute, sir. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I just I stopped talking. I was done.
Well, when you were talking, we kind of like you zipped out.
Well, that wasn't
what
me,
is this?
boy.
It's probably me. I got this shitty internet over here. Yeah, Joe Biden went over to Ukraine.
Yep.
Right, and he's going to give apparently all these billions of dollars to Ukraine. And what about this country? Can we fucking worry about our own country at some point?
No.
What's your thought on that?
No, you can't worry about this country because this is one of the last countries that they're trying to break. So why would they worry about this country? They're not trying to, they're not worried. They don't give a fuck about this country. They'll put on airs all day long, but they don't care if your border is porous. They don't care if a whole bunch of not white people are bucking up in this country. They don't give a fuck about that. And that's no offense to anybody in this chat or this conversation or that's going to hear this down the road that is not white. Plain and simple. You have to be able to look at the things that are going on and then ask yourself, why is this going on? Yep. So if you're offended by blatant 100% factual evidence, well, then go be offended. You know, that's all I've got to say to you. We watched this happen in 2014 and 2015 when Merkel and the idiots over there in Europe opened up their borders to sub-Saharan Africa. And what happened to them? It almost wiped their cultures out.
And it's still going on, by the way.
It's still going on. It's slowed down, but it's still going on. You just don't hear a lot about it. That doesn't mean that it's not happening.
What do you think is the end goal of these people?
The end goal is to keep power. The end goal is to stay in the position that they're in and that their heirs and their chosen ones are going to be in. You know, this isn't just a banker problem. It's not just a corporation problem. You can track all of this back to very rudimentary things like human corruption. If people are not able to be corrupted, they're either going to be killed or they're going to attract more people like them that aren't able to be corrupted. Then you got a real fucking fight on your hands. Not this penny ante shit that we're doing now.
Have you heard the latest about someone talking about national divorce? Marjorie Taylor Greene. What do you think about that?
Well, I actually like her. And I think that it's probably it's a reality. You know, I mean, there's a lot of folks out here. I include myself amongst them. Now, I'm not necessarily like super tradcon or any shit like that. I don't believe in it at all, but they do. And I think that these folks have a really good point when they're talking about a national divorce. Look, it's happened everywhere all over this planet. It's only a matter of time before it happens here. The government is so corrupt and so convoluted, and people are so fucking jaded and polarized. If you're a lefty, you're going to probably be a lefty for good. Probably. If you make it to 40 years old and you're a lefty, you're going to be a lefty forever. That's your mission in life, is to be a communist or a Marxist. If you're not that when you're 40,
I would agree with that.
You're probably going to hit up another state. You're probably going to go to a red state or a traditionally red state. And I think that all of these, if there is such a thing as a national divorce, what they should immediately do is expel all leadership that is democratic leaning of any kind. That way you can never go back. Make it illegal to run as a Democrat.
In a friendly way. Just say, hey, that's not what we're doing here. You need to go to California. So here's your
you know what they're going to do with your friendly suggestion. They're going to tell you to stick it up your ass. And then they're going to do it anyways.
Of course.
That's why you make it illegal. You make it illegal. If somebody decides to run as a Republican and they're actually a Democrat, you can arrest them. That's the way it should be, in my opinion, because we have too many people that are doing it right now. You know,
I mean,
I'm not. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Hammer, do you really think there's much difference between the parties at this point?
I think fundamentally there is. In practice, not much. Not much. Because we keep going through these fucking cycles. And, you know, let's just say that all election has been great since 2016, right? Let's say that it's all been 100% legit.
Yes.
Let's just say that. All right? Let's give it to them and say that, yeah, that it's been perfect. That means you had 4 years of people that swung from 8 years of democratic liberal reign, and they didn't want it anymore. And then all of a sudden, 4 years later, they want it back. So you wanted back 30% inflation. You wanted back 3 times the gas amount. You wanted back record amounts of eviction. Does that sound right? Does it sound right to me?
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right to me.
Yeah, but I mean the the propaganda about Trump, for example, doesn't have to be Trump. Could be, you know, Ronald Reagan. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Reagan, I think, was a bit of an anomaly. You look at the last few Republican presidents, including Reagan. Reagan was a longtime Democrat. A longtime Democrat. I really believe that folks like Reagan, they weren't really Republicans. You know, they weren't really Republicans. They ran as a Republican, like fucking Trump was a venture capitalist. He was a Democrat. He was a Democrat.
Oh, of course he was, yeah.
And he ran as a Republican. That's how far to the left your actual Democrats have gone. There's only really one party being represented, and the people with R's next to their name, they don't really realize that they're Democrats. They're Democrats. They're not Republicans. There is no Republican representation in the Senate or Congress.
No.
It's not there. No. You have Democrat and Democrat light fucking each other over to try to get your millions and billions.
I mean, what they care about is power. That's it.
Sure.
All of them.
Sure. So when people
I'm
refer to it as
I'm
a
black pill
uniparty,
on
I believe.
Yes.
You know, that's what it is. When people refer to a uniparty, I think that that's kind of what they mean. You know, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I think that that's kind of what they mean. I think some folks in the chat think that the video that you're showing right now is me actually talking right now. They're confused. So yeah, they're a little confused.
Yeah, well, this is an old video, but it's still that beautiful beard, man. That's beautiful.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's still amazing. It's amazing. So, hey man, I figured I'd just pop in, man, and say what's up. It's always nice to see you, Hamster.
It's always good to talk to you, sir. God bless. Appreciate
hey man, bless all of y'all. Big ups to that chat, man, and big ups to your host. I appreciate y'all.
So we're gonna do a sermon tomorrow, you think?
I think Chronic is thinking of doing something. I sent a suggestion to him. So if he doesn't get back to me on that, then maybe not. Right now it's kind of 50-50.
All right. Well, ping me and we'll try to do something if you have time, of course.
Yeah, you got it, bro. No problems.
All right. You take care,
right,
man.
Yep. Peace, bro.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, peace to you, man. Good. And God bless. All right, gonna wrap it up, you guys. Maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. We'll see. But Hammer is the man. Look at this guy. Yeah. He's a good man. So I will see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time. Bye.